Hello everyone, my name is Shayna Plotkin.
Taylor Sharp.
Zachary Hoskins.
And we are Team 11, and we are doing a campaign based in Canada in 2014 on Nestle, and it is called the Nestle Halloween Scary Bars campaign. So before we get into the actual significance and overview of our campaign, we thought it was important to include facts on not only our host country, but the company as a whole. So first of all, some facts on Canada. Canada is the second largest country right after Russia. They have a population of 36.29 million, and this was as of 2016. And then more than a quarter of Canadians aged 31 to 50 eat too much fat. So we wanted to include this fact in here because obviously our campaign is based on Nestle, which is a food candy company, and we thought that it was important to showcase this. Also, through our research, we found that Canadians tend to be more athletic. They obviously are known for their hockey teams. So we found this fact very interesting, but we thought it correlated with our campaign as it was based off of Halloween treats. So we're going to go more into it in a little bit. And then some facts on our company, Nestle. So Nestle was originally founded in 1866 in Switzerland. They are in more than 191 countries. More than 191 countries offer Nestle products. And then they have more than 2,000 brands, and once again, this is offered across the world. So specifically, Nestle in Canada and our internal factors. So through our research, we found that Canadians first saw the company Nestle on canned milk products that were imported from Europe in 1887. The manufacturing actually began in 1918 with the purchase of a small milk factory, and I believe that it was located in Ontario. So today, Nestle in Canada employs approximately 3,500 people in over 20 manufacturing, sales, and distribution sites across the country. So for a big country, you can tell that Nestle has a huge presence, and it's pretty amazing to us that this small campaign had such a huge impact on our country. So going on, their home base is located in North York, Ontario. Nestle in Canada's annual sales as of 2014 were approximately $2.3 billion. Their purpose, which is off of their website, inspired by the scientific breakthrough of our founder, Henry Nestle, guided by our values and with nutrition at our core, we work alongside partners to enhance quality of the life and contribute to a healthier future. And then their value statement. Our values are reflected in the way to do business, always acting legally and honestly with respect both for our own people and those we do business with. And then these are just 3 ambitions that we thought were important to include in our slide. These, once again, are off of their website, but it kind of just puts this whole campaign into a picture. So first, Nestle helps 50 million children live healthier lives. Once again, these are ambitions, and they're working hard to it, and this campaign is a step in that direction. Next, they help to improve 30 million livelihoods in communities directly connected to their business. And then lastly, they strive for zero environmental impact in all of their operations.
So the purpose of Nestle, taken from their website, is enhancing quality of life and contributing to a healthier future. A little bit about Apex, which is the PR firm that actually partnered with Nestle to run this campaign. They're pretty new. They were founded in 1998. They're a leading PR agency based in Toronto, Ontario. They've worked with brands like Johnson & Johnson, Atkins, and New Balance. So they do have a big presence in the corporate world of public relations. They're a small private company with about 50 employees. They generate a revenue of $1 to $5 million per year. They pride themselves on winning 12 awards in the last 10 years. The company specializes in corporate communications, consumer and brand communications, technology, digital media, crisis communications, social media, event management, media relations, and media training. So political, economic, and cultural influence, external factors. Here's a little bit about our country, which was Canada. It's very, very similar to the United States. It's a very developed and technologically advanced country. It has the 11th largest economy in the world, very, very liberal, democratic political climate, and a very culturally diverse population.
So going on to the Hofstede's cultural dimensions. So first off, for power distance, Canada had a score of 39. And what this means is that we found through our research that Nestle, being such a huge company and having such a huge presence in Canada, they pride themselves on communication within their company. So like I said, they have a lot of locations, sales, manufacturing bases in Canada, but they pride themselves on communicating with each other no matter where they are in the country. They open for a discussion from their team members no matter where they are in the hierarchy scale. And basically with this campaign, we found that working with Apex allowed the insight from inside team members and outside professionals. So they got a lot of intake on this campaign. Next, we have individualism with a very high score of 80. And to explain this, basically in Canada, in the business world, employees are expected to be very self-reliant and very self-sufficient. So we found that this correlated with our campaign because the campaign pushed individuals throughout the country, no matter what type of job or what type of family they had. It pushed them to take the candies from Nestle, such a high presence company in the country, and make them into their own Halloween creations. So they took a candy that was already developed and they created their own spin on a fun Halloween recipe that they could later then share with friends and family or even the internet world just simply by posting it on a social media website. And it's amazing to see how much people saw this campaign just from simply posting a picture or a video. So for masculinity, there was a score of 52. So basically, Canadians tend to have a work-life balance, meaning that they are likely to take time to enjoy work and to get their accomplishments and their obligations done in the workforce. They also tend to have more time for leisure time, and they themselves leave time for this. It's very important to them. They're all about traditions, family gatherings, and just life in general. They like to have fun. So this fun twist on the campaign through Nestle allowed more individuals to participate. But at the same time, the campaign was taken very seriously, and because of that, Apex even won an award, which you'll soon find out later. For uncertainty avoidance, they had a score of 48. Basically, Canadians pride themselves on easy acceptance of new ideas. They're very initiative, technologically based, and they have a willingness to try new ideas. So this campaign was very new to the world of Canada because, like we mentioned earlier, Canada prides itself on being healthy and active. While Nestle has a huge presence, it's very interesting to find that a candy-based company had such a huge impact through this campaign, and they had more people than ever reach out and try their recipes in such a short amount of time. So basically, the campaign just allowed for individuals to show their creative side. For long-term orientation, they had a score of 36. Basically, we found that Canada is a normative society. What this means is that they have a strong concern with establishing the absolute truth. They accept great respect for traditions, like I mentioned earlier, and a focus on achieving quick results. So with this campaign being in such a short amount of time in the holiday season of Halloween, which is basically just the month of October, even just the end of the month of October, it was a very short time span, and they turned this campaign around in such a short amount of time and actually saw amazing results from it. Last but not least, indulgence had a score of 68. So like I mentioned, Canadians just enjoy life. They possess a positive attitude and have a tendency to be optimistic in every type of situation, no matter what. In addition, they place a higher degree of importance on leisure time, like I mentioned. They act as they please, and they also spend money as they please. So we thought, in our opinion as a group, was that this campaign was obviously based off of buying Nestle's products in stores, but people didn't care, and they bought the products, and they also bought the extra supplies in order to make their own take on the Nestle treat.
Here we have Canada's Corruption Perception Index and Index of Economic Freedom. Looking at the websites, according to the Transparency International website, they ranked Canada's Corruption Perception Index 8 out of 180 countries, and it had a score of 82 out of 100. And on their scale of what this means, the higher the score, the less public sector corruption within the country. So we're looking at an 82 out of 100, which is pretty high, which means that Canada is not very corrupt, and we're looking at a good thing here. Canada's economic freedom was ranked at 77.7, according to the 2018 Index of Economic Freedom website. It's updated every year, and it placed Canada's economy the 9th freest in 2018. Public relations practice in Canada is very similar to the practice here in the United States. The Canadian Public Relations Society, widely practiced in business and government and the things that we're working on here. The growth of public relations within Canada, it really has mirrored its own economy growth. So they go hand in hand as they climb each year. Here we have an overview and significance of the campaign itself. So Nestle and Apex ultimately teamed up to create this fun campaign for children and their families, and so they could gain coverage and excitement around Nestle's Halloween-themed candy. There was an opportunity to stand out from the competitors at this point, so other candy companies, not just in Canada, but around the world, competing for their Halloween treats and for people, such a holiday like Halloween, for people to buy their candies and make them stand out. So when they teamed up with Apex to develop creative and easy recipes for families to make online with, and they could showcase it, the fun personality of Nestle's Halloween branded candy. So when they're at home, you can make up your own designs, make up your own scary character with the candy and all the different recipes that they sent out for these people. The campaign was ultimately called the Nestle Halloween Scary Bars, and it was introduced in 2014 all across Canada. They also sent out creative Halloween-themed packages with their candies in the theme to key food and lifestyle media outlets in order to catch the eye of competitors and catch the eye of people wanting to buy the products. If you want to go ahead and talk about a little bit this video is about.
Yeah, so this is a video that we found online. It's a 4-minute video. We're only going to show you about 2 minutes of it just because it is focused on the packaging, and we're not focusing on the packaging, we're focusing on the campaign. But we thought it was important for you guys to actually see a video or a picture of the bars that we're talking about. These candy bars are just your regular Nestle candy bars that are known throughout Canada. I know we don't have the Aero bars in the US, but that's a very prominent candy bar in Canada. And they revamped everything, which you'll find out later. So this was a video review of the Scaro bar from a channel called The Extra Spot. We found that this guy, he just reviews a bunch of candies online and gets you face to face with it so you can see the packaging. I thought it was important to show this because the channel has over 7,000 subscribers and over 1 million views. So basically it tells you that this caught the eye of people, and hopefully this led to people buying the products and showing their take on the treats, which was the ultimate goal of the campaign.
Spooky spot, we're having a look at the Nestle Halloween exclusive Scaro. Same original flavor. These are the Aero bars with Halloween themes. This one's a little more of a stretch because it says it's supposed to be really Scaro, but I guess they want to still keep Aero as the main name. So instead it kind of looks like Scaro. I would still call it Scaro, and it obviously makes more sense with it being Halloween, but it's a little harder to read and make out than Scaries. Scaries was a really good one. And Coffin Crisp was probably the coolest. On the side, using one of the chocolate bubbles as a fortune teller ball, we have a witch on the side there. Nestle Milk Chocolate. I also like the fact that I think all of these candy bars have this black wrapper, keeping them really consistent with one another. That's also a good idea. On the back of the wrapper, we're looking at how terrifying, 220 calories. Of course, ingredients are listed down below as well. And if I flip the wrapper over, you can contact Nestle at www.nestle.ca. Aero apparently is a source of calcium. Good food for good life. Nestle. Let's get this opened up. We probably have all had Aeros, but have you had a Scaro? You probably have. It's a different wrapper. Let's get this opened up. I love Aeros. I mean, really, consistently, I like Nestle candy. Nestle candy bars. remember Mirage? It was like an arrow, but it was a little chunkier and it was more like a bar.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe Mirage.
So once again, this just gave you an idea of the scary bars that we're talking about.
So, situational analysis of our campaign. So this campaign, Apex gave Nestle the opportunity to spread their ideas and messages in a fun and not too spooky way. The campaign allowed the public to show their creative side with Nestle treats, and it took off fast. In 2015, a year after the campaign was conducted, Apex was honored by the Canadian Public Relations Society at the annual Achieving Communications Excellence Award Gala. At the event, they received a bronze medal for the Nestle Halloween Scary Bars campaign. And I think it's really important to mention that this campaign gave Nestle fans, Canadians, children, anyone that's enthusiastic, creative, into recipes, the opportunity to be creative and interactive in their own way with the help of this product.
Okay, so for our target audience, we have mommy bloggers, the social media influencers, and then broadcast shows throughout Canada. So we found that the target audience had a huge impact on this campaign as they were the ones showcasing the actual product and their actual take on the Halloween scary bars. Like we mentioned, Nestle Halloween prizes were given away on the broadcast show, so that's why that's one of our target audiences, because we found that the campaign reached out to as many broadcast shows, well-known broadcast shows as they could in the country, ones that they knew people watch, ones that they knew the people that watch would be their people that would buy their candy bars. For the mommy bloggers or parenting bloggers, these people agreed to showcase their versions of the recipe to just amp up the excitement of the product. If you guys are familiar with any type of mommy blogger or just blogger in general, they're known for showing their take on crafts, recipes, stuff like that. So they had step-by-step instructions on their take on the scary bars, and it really took off, and other people, got really into it, and they even put their own spin on the product. For the social media influencers, this again is kind of correlated with the mommy bloggers. Well-known influencers like Angelina Brogan, she's a writer for the Huffington Post, and she also has her own blog. She agreed to showcase the versions of the yummy treats, and because she's so well known on social media especially, she was there to help Nestle and Apex really take off this campaign. And you'll see in a couple of slides what we mean by that. She has a video on her YouTube channel. So for communication tactics, for our primary audience, Nestle and Apex planned to reach parents, like we said, and they had a partnership with them. They reached out to just different influential parents and mommy bloggers. So in doing this, they found that the Nestle bars could be introduced in a very creative way to not only the mommy bloggers, but the mommy bloggers audience that they were reaching out to. So it's kind of like a tiered system. The blogs generated plenty of interactive content for the Halloween preparation. Like I said, they even had step-by-step recipes for how they took the bar and made a recipe for it, Halloween themed. And then this just cranked up the excitement even more in such a short amount of time. The recipes even inspired influencers, like I said, like Angelina Brogan, and also BT Winnipeg foodie Shel Zalkowicz. And they just showcased their versions of the recipes and got people really excited for the campaign. So this is the video that I was talking about earlier on Angelina's YouTube channel. this video was showcased on Angelina's website. She has her own blog, and she's a very inspirational food influencer in Canada, so she obviously had a team behind her doing this because that obviously wasn't her in the video. But this video basically just shows the entire point of the campaign that we're trying to explain here. The whole point of the campaign was not for the branding of the bars, but to have people just have a fun time with these candy bars. Obviously, Halloween is a fun time, but they wanted people to take their own spin on Halloween, not just the holiday that you go out trick-or-treating and, get Halloween candy yourselves, but they wanted you to actually take out the Halloween candy and have fun with it yourself. This gave people across the world ideas on different recipes with their candy bars. So now for our secondary audience, communication tactics. So Apex coupled with national media outreach and top-tier coverage in all major Canadian print and online publications. So not only did the video that you just saw get recognition, but they had press and coverage from any major newspapers, magazines, and any online Canadian news publications. Like we said earlier, the Halloween-themed prizes were given away, and they were actually given away to 5 top-tier broadcast shows in Canada. And if you see in the picture, down here is kind of an example of one of the baskets that they were given in order to kind of amp them up and say, hey, can you please showcase your take on our product? And then these are also pictures of different recipes like the ones Angelina made.
More communication tactics. This part's visuals, so we're going to talk about the packaging of the actual products. As we said, we're trying to stay away from packaging. But as you saw in the video, you actually have to go and buy the physical candy bars in order to make the recipes. So the packaging with the Halloween theme did play a big role in getting people to buy the products and be a part of the interactive internet fad. So the individual candies themselves were repackaged and renamed with a spooky Halloween twist. So as you saw in the first video, the guy was talking about the Scario candy bar. So the originals were Kit Kat, Smarties, Oreo, and Coffee Crisp. And so for a little pun, play on words in the Halloween time, Apex and Nestle decided to rename them just for the time being into Scaries and Scario and Coffin Crisp, not Coffee Crisp. Here's a couple pictures of the packages themselves. As you can see, they got crazy colors, and the one in the middle here, the red one, is actually a coffin. It comes with a huge package for handing out treats on Halloween to kids coming up to your house. So the coffin helped draw the attention of the buyer.
So this campaign was overall really, really successful. They reached 20 million people in total. Measurement and results. So this campaign helped Nestle stand out among competition by creating excitement and urgency around preparing early for the season. It surpassed the MRP reach objective by almost half, 47% to be exact. And the campaign helped Nestle maintain its #1 position in the competitive market of Halloween chocolate. This campaign, as I said, was really, really successful. Nestle, partnering with Apex, they reached their target audience through multiple ways. This was done by using mommy blogger, influencers, media outlets, and giveaways, and interactive recipes. I think that another reason why the campaign was so successful for Nestle as a brand and as a company was that they used Halloween to kind of redefine who they are and what their products can do and how their products can improve their life. So I think around Easter or Christmas, someone who was engaged or who was a fan of this campaign may still have Nestle in their mind, and the fact that they care about, your experience with their product and the seasons, and they tailor to children and to what's going on in your personal life says a lot about the brand. So I think that this was more than just, a 3-4 week campaign during the month of October.
And I definitely agree. In my opinion, I think that if you go back to the ambitions that we talked about earlier in the presentation, this goes back to their overall goal and what they're trying to get to. Their goal, obviously, is to provide yummy and fun candies for all ages, but having these campaigns that showcase their products in a different way is helping them towards that ultimate goal that they do have.
And also speaking on brand image, when we have families and children interacting with Nestle products, it just creates a positive connotation towards their brand. And I think after just this short campaign, it really brought a lot of positivity towards their entire company. And at the end here, we have our references, and that's our product.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cross your fingers.
No, please. 25. We're doing